You've seen the impressive AI demos, right? They're everywhere. But for most businesses, there's this huge gap between a cool proof of concept and an AI tool that actually, makes a difference to the bottom line. So how do you get from one side to the other?
I mean, that's the billion-dollar question, isn't it? It's what every executive is trying to figure out right now. How do you take the incredible power of a model like Anthropic's Claude and really weave it into the DNA of your company, and do it safely and at a massive scale? That's the leap from a fun little pilot project to a real business game changer.
Well, it looks like two industry giants are teaming up to build that exact bridge. They've just rolled out a major plan that's designed to solve this exact problem for companies all over the world.
And here they are. You've got Accenture, the global consulting and services behemoth, and Anthropic, the AI safety and research company that created the Claude models. They've announced a huge partnership, and their one big goal is to help companies stop just playing around with AI and start putting it to work everywhere.
So let's get on the same page about what we mean by enterprise AI. This is way more than just, say, adding a chatbot to your website. We're talking about fundamentally rewiring a company's most important operations, everything from software development to financial compliance, all driven by artificial intelligence.
Okay, so what's actually in this deal? Why does it matter? Let's get to these so what, the real meat and potatoes of this announcement.
It's really built on four main pillars. First, they're creating a whole dedicated business group, which is a big deal. They're also launching a crazy huge training program, they're going all in on AI for coding, and they're building special tools for tech leaders and industries with lots of rules.
Let's start with that training part, because the scale here is just wow. I want you to just look at this number for a second. 30,000.
That's not a typo. 30,000 Accenture employees are going to become experts in Anthropic's Claude models. Now, think about what that really means. A company doesn't have to spend years building its own AI team from scratch. Instead, there's this instant army of experts ready to be called in. All right, next up, code. A huge piece of this deal is Claude Code. It's famous for being super accurate and great with really complex problems. And get this, it's reportedly already snatched up over half of the AI coding market. Accenture is basically making it a go-to tool for thousands upon thousands of its developers. And this quote from Dario Amodei, Anthropic's CEO, just hits the nail on the head. Look at the words he uses. Major productivity gains. We're not talking about making things a tiny bit better. This is about a fundamental shift in how fast and how well software gets built, starting like yesterday.
So, who really comes out on top here? Well, this partnership is going to have a really specific impact on a few key groups, from the people writing the code all the way up to the executives who have to manage all the risk.
For a team of developers, the change is going to be immediate. Just imagine your junior devs are suddenly writing code at a senior level. Their training time gets slashed from months down to weeks. And your senior developers, they get to stop doing the tedious stuff and focus on what they're best at, big picture architecture and strategy for the really complex projects. But what about those industries where you can't just move fast and break things? I'm talking about finance, healthcare, the public sector. This partnership is building custom solutions just for them. So for a bank, it might mean perfectly automating compliance tasks. For a medical researcher, it could mean instantly analyzing huge data sets to speed up clinical trials.
And what about the chief information officers, the people actually in charge of the tech budgets? For them, this partnership is a godsend. It gives them a clear, structured playbook to actually measure the return on their AI investment, figure out how to reorganize their teams, and, this is the big one, turn all those developer productivity boosts into real, measurable results for the whole company.
Okay, let's pull the camera back for a minute. We've talked about the what and the so what. Now it's time for the now what. What does a massive deal like this really tell us about where AI is headed for the entire economy? Well, first off, it signals some serious momentum. This deal is happening right as Anthropic's share of the enterprise market has reportedly rocketed from 24% to 40%. So Accenture isn't taking a flyer on some unproven startup. They're putting their money on a clear winner. Big companies are already picking Claude.
And that gets to the most important point here. This signals a totally new way of deploying AI. The old way, it was slow, it was risky, you did these one-off projects you had to build from the ground up. This new way is all about being scalable and safe. It's about having experts lead the way so companies can get immediate access to the know-how they need to finally get out of pilot mode.
And the foundation for this whole thing is trust. For any large company, safety and governance are not optional. They're everything. This partnership is so powerful because it brings together Anthropic's focus on safe AI, like their whole constitutional AI approach, with Accenture's deep, real-world experience in corporate governance. It basically creates a safety net that lets companies innovate without being reckless. So when you boil it all down, that's the big takeaway. This isn't just another corporate deal. It's a template. It's a playbook for how to plug this incredibly powerful technology into the heart of our economy. Not just fast, but safely and responsibly.
And that leaves us with one last really exciting question to think about. This deal is creating this giant ecosystem of AI experts who are ready to hit the ground running. So what's possible now? What kind of new products, new services, or maybe even new scientific breakthroughs are about to be unlocked when basically any company can have a world-class AI expert on speed dial?